Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk.
My name is Claudia Tesserin Campbell, and I am the president of the Dr. Toshiba Foundation. Welcome to These Three Things. You don't know what it is about. Usually once per month, usually on the last Saturday of the month, we come to you live to discuss three things. Three things that stick in our craw, that either made us happy or made us angry or just somewhere in between. And so we here, the directors of the Dr. Toshiba Foundation come and each of us choose one such topic and we discuss.
Answer, I'm dancing, I'm all in my zone. James Brown. Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk. Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk. Check a flag waving, green light flashing, all of you see is gold. Hey, whip my wrist, my whip got hits, I whipped up this my stove. Hey, shoot like this you get when you subscription HBO. Hey, misfit with the shits, too slick to slip up, slip they throw. On the lay, right at they necks and
Hi, good evening, and welcome to These Three Plus Things. My name is Claudia Tesserin Campbell, and I am the president and chairperson and the chief cook, and what else? Bucket washer, dishwasher, house cleaner, and everything else that you can think of. And then there is the beautiful Gloria Rose Saunders, Clara Brown, who is, as usual, making a late entrance, and our dear friend and member of the Dr. Toshiba Foundation, Claudette. Claudette, you know, I know how to pronounce your last name, but it's. I just want you to help me right now. Claudette Franciscu.
That's what a lot of persons say, but it is actually, well, the French would say it's Francisque, but
Francis.
I say Francique.
Francique. Okay, I'm saying it as you say it because we
Yes.
share the same name, and I don't want anybody calling me anything but Claudette. So
Yes.
I'm going to say Francique. Claudette
Yes.
Francique. Okay, thank you so much for being here. Gloria, welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. We saw a glimpse of you a couple last night or a couple nights ago when we had a private session with Elaine Starling for the group. And so nobody else saw that, but those of us in the group and on the session. So welcome back. You're looking fabulous. You had a haircut.
You. Yes, I got to hear.
Yeah, I can see that. Love it, love it. I, as you know, I've been extremely jealous of your gray hair. Um, every time somebody asks me something, I say, I saw, you know how many people I've shown your picture to?
Oh,
Saying this is the grade that I'm aiming for, and my hair is just giving me a hard time coming in the way. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to put some braids in it I just want to make sure. Okay. I'm just going to put some braids in it just for the time being because I don't like the way it's graying, you know.
okay.
Uh, so, oh, she made her entrance. And ladies and gentlemen, we have with us the beautiful Clara Brown, who has finally decided to join us. Welcome, Miss Clara Brown, who is the director and secretary of the Daughters of Sheba Foundation. Welcome. Yay!
Yay.
You drink mad puss piss today.
Again.
Again. It's my morning, lunch, and dinner time drink. Hi, everybody. My name is Claudia Tesserin Campbell, as I was trying to say. I am the president and chairperson, president of the Daughters of Sheba Foundation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Those of you who are watching us live, whether it's 1 or 10 of you, we really don't care. That's not what this is about. And those of you who are watching this afterwards, watching the recording, The Dr. Sashiba Foundation is a Canadian registered non-profit. We're not a charity. We're a non-profit organization, although charities are also non-profit, but we don't have we didn't go, not yet, the additional step to register charity, because as a charity, and I'm saying this for a reason, because as a charity, you issue tax exempt receipts, whether in Jamaica or in Canada, for people who give you donations, and you have to report that to the government. So we are a nonprofit organization. That's where it stops. And yes, we still have to report to the government. This is why we have a treasurer, our beautiful Gloria, with the assistance of, what's her name again, Gloria?
Ronique.
With the assistance of Ronique, does our books every year and prepare our tax returns every year. Unfortunately, we had an accountant who passed away, and he used to do it. So last year, Gloria and I had the pleasure of doing the tax returns ourselves, and we're going to go through that exercise again soon this year. So we filed our taxes annually. Anyhow, so that is who we are. We are a women-focused organization based in Edmonton, Alberta, but we're registered Canada-wide. So that's who we are. Most of our direct work happens in Jamaica. Of late, we have done a couple of things. We've gifted person in Nigeria, etc., etc., etc. But we are a women-focused organization, so everything that we talk about does somehow relate to women. This evening, it's in particular, we are now talking about 3+ things that, as we say in Jamaica, stuck in our craw, caused us to gag, or made us happy. And this used to be just 3 of us, the directors. There are 4 directors of this organization. The 4th is my daughter, but she just every now and again make an appearance. But the 3 of us, Claudette, me, Gloria, and Clara. I'm confused because there's another Claudette here. We usually come on once per month and have this conversation about the things that stood out for us. This year, we decided to add another voice, so it's not just us, but also to bring another perspective to the table. So each month, when possible, we rotate in another person. We've had the pleasure of having Colleen Query Delamoto with us a lot of the times. But today we have Claudette Francique. I got it right, Claudette?
Yes, you did.
Right, I know, but the Francique. And I live in Canada, so here we're a bilingual country, so I'm supposed to be able to say Francique. Anyway, yes, my mad post pissed ton up this evening. So, today, this evening, what we're going to do, as we always do, is each of us raise a topic that stood out for us, whether it's from social media, from a local newspaper, from international news, wherever, or something that we walk down the street and we want to make it some kind of news, as will happen this evening. So we took turns in drawing. This is why Clara came so late, later than the rest of us, because she didn't want to pick a number. And like I said to the other ladies, me no Clara now gonna pick number 1. So that will go to me. I will be the first one presenting.
Gloria hasn't been on TTT for 3 months, so
and
I don't know why I picked number 1. It's 3 months now. 3 months maternity leave, so I don't know why I should pick number 1.
You know what? Do you know what she picked? You know what she picked? She picked number 2. She picked number 2. Number 2. Anyway, so I have the pleasure of going first. I don't know why, because I'm talking too much, and I think I should make an executive decision and put Gloria as number 1. But anyway, I'm going number 1, then Gloria number 2, then the other Claudette. The most important Claudette here tonight will be number 3, and Clara will close us out. So without much further ado, let me bring up our first story tonight. Give me a second here.
Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, Straight talk.
My name is Claudia Tesserin Campbell.
So what we do, folks, is that we share our clips to each other so that we know what's coming and can, inform ourselves a bit and be somewhat ready for the conversation, or not ready, just be spontaneous about it. So when I shared my clip with Claudette, she said to me, so what is this about? So I said, she said, I think she asked me if this lady's in Canada or in Jamaica. And I said to her, no. This lady lives in the States, but she is originally from Nigeria. And she said, oh, okay, so you're promoting her stuff or something like that. Am I right, Claudette? She said something like that.
Yes.
So I said, no, I'm going to criticize her. That's exactly what I'm about to do. So we tend to hear at the Daughters of Sheba Foundation, stay away from drama. It is not tend. It is what we do. We stay away from drama. But some things is hard to ignore. And one of the things that is hard to ignore is social media influencers. People who have, not just people who are on social media like ourselves, who do it out of fun, a hobby, whatever, but people who have decided that social media is going to be their bread and butter. And either being their bread and butter, they're going to come on, sell their products, promote their products, or in the case of this lady, promote herself and her dancing and whatever else she does. I think she wants to be a singer or something. And so, as I said, she is originally from Nigeria. Her name is Cora Obidi. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, but bite me if I'm not. She is originally from Nigeria. I don't know the full backstory, but she got married to a U.S. gentleman. I don't know where they met, and I don't care. She got married to a U.S. gentleman and moved to the States. I don't think she's a citizen the last time I heard of the conversation about it, but she's a green card holder in the States, and they have 2 children. I'm giving you a little backstory as to tell you why. So this lady came on social media, to continue promoting herself. She claims to be a dancer of some sorts. And when during the COVID period, a lot of people got quote unquote famous. In her case, I am going to say she's infamous on social media. Hi, Corella. Thanks for joining us. Thank you. So she got infamous on social media. And so she has a major amount of followers, millions, at least 1 million followers on social media. And so she wields significant influence, particularly among Nigerians. I see that quite a few Jamaicans have started to follow her. And then there are Jamaican social media personalities who, and this is what they do, they tag each other, they jump on each other's bandwagon to get shares from and likes from each other. So I know that the Jamaican community on social media kind of latched on to her for a bit there. I don't know if they still are, but quite a few of them latched on to her. And one of the more popular Jamaican social media personality, not calling them celebrity, social media personality, Donna Gow, has had in the past latched on to her. I know that the Jamaican diaspora, one part of it in Canada, in Toronto to be specific, because people love to talk about Canada as if it's one little town. Canada is a huge country, and a piece of the Jamaican community in Toronto, and a specific section of Toronto even latched onto her and even invited her to some gala that they were having, which to me was an abysmal failure. So that's a backstory about this woman. So this is what she does. She gather likes and shares and so forth. So for her horse and pony show. And so she took this show recently to London. And this is what I'm going to play 2 clips for you so you can have a sense of what's happening. So she took the show to London, and before she arrived in London, She claimed, well, she showed a video because she's always live. She showed a video of her arriving in London in customs immigration and was being questioned because she claimed, well, no, we actually heard an officer, she didn't show the officer's face, saying that she was, they got a report that she's coming to Britain, to London, to make money. And, you know, she's on a visitor's visa. She's not a US citizen. So, they were questioning her because one of the things that the social media people do once they have a bit of following, and again I refer to the Jamaican so leading social media influencer, when they go to another country they do what they call a meet and greet. Why anybody would want to pay money to meet her? And there is a payment, but this lady claimed that she wasn't being paid, so they let her through. So while they're, you know, doing her thing, this particular day afternoon, she was live doing this, and she claimed that she was attacked. So I'm just gonna play a little bit for you. And Gloria, you are British. You just returned from London, so you know how serious it is. A problem in England, in London in particular, of acid and knife attacks. I think knife attacks is the leading crime in Britain.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yes. The knife attacks is leading cause.
Yeah, it's the leading thing in Britain. So for someone to say that they were attacked, she said she had an acid, she was physically assaulted, as you can see. So let me just play a little bit of this. Please bear with me. Let's go. Where is it? Let me add it. I'm sorry. Oh, there we go. And let me play that. Let me find that and play that.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Where are my YouTube super thinkers? Only my Facebook people are giving me stars. Kilo day.
You notice the dress?
She's selling sex.
So this is just before the so-called attack happened. She was doing this.
Welcome to the Corvus.
She was doing this.
Today is Maxine Morissette's birthday. #1 Korean. This woman loves me, like to the moon and back. I feel her love. Anytime she's online.
Are you guys influenced by her presence?
Thank you, Maxine Morissette. Thank you. And she comes in with 2,000, 3,000 stars. Like, this man doesn't play with me. And I don't play with
you see, the reason why you're not influenced by her presence is the attire. You're not, or you don't like her, but you're jealous of her body.
1,000 stars, my
like
queen.
she's selling sex. That is what she's selling, not her voice.
So now she's heading out. Sorry, I'm fast forwarding a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to talk over it because, you know, copyright issues, we have to talk. You know, we can't just play somebody's video just like that. Although I'm running the disclaimer. Watch. She's heading out of her place.
Jessica Menena. Thank you. Oh no. It's never a good time for my brain, Ghislaine Durham, thank you for 1,000 stars. Appreciate you.
See, guys, people sending her money basically via stars.
Because of the Wi-Fi.
So she was staying at an Airbnb apartment in London.
I was gonna take you guys on the road with me. Let's go, I don't care. Ghislaine Durham, thank you for 200 stars, Ghislaine. Oh my gosh, Ghislaine Durham.
So 200 stars, so it's 1 cent US per star. So you can do the math.
All my data, but I don't care. I love you. Let's go. You wanna go? Let's go on the lunch.
I don't know, but somehow her face looking kind of manly.
Carolina Pineapple, thank you for 50 stars. Let's go on a walk in the town.
So she's heading out, and
Let's go. So this is the Airbnb.
I don't want to fast forward it
Oh
too.
my God, he scared me.
This is a quote unquote attack. So this is when she was supposedly being attacked and all of that. So I just fast forward a bit.
Can I have some cold to wash it, please? Is that gonna do my neutralize the acid?
So as you can hear, she's declaring that acid was poured on her, and
Can you please open the door, please?
it's there she is.
Are you guys still here? Someone was attacking me with salicylic acid, guys. How do you neutralize salicylic acid, please? How do you neutralize
Where's he here?
salicylic acid?
Where's he here?
How do you neutralize it?
So the cops are there and the paramedics, so the emergency response team.
Guys, they attacked me with acid on my face. My hand.
Now, if
Guys, I'm bleeding. They attacked me with a knife. Jesus.
okay, so I'm going to stop this here if I can get it to stop. Okay, so that's what happened, and it was all over social media news this month. You know, people who were watching were commiserating with her, panicking, and all of the drama. I did not. My first response when I saw it was I posted it to my personal profile, not to DOS. I posted it to my personal profile because everybody else was going on about it. I just posted one word: Jussie Smollett. I don't know if you guys remember the actor.
Yes,
The
yes,
actor in
yes,
the
yes. I
stage.
used to watch it. Yes.
Right. I think what was the name of the show he was on? Anyway. Yeah. So he did I am going to say a similar thing. He staged an attack with two Nigerian brothers, saying that they attacked him and put a thing around his neck and so forth. Immediately when I saw this, which was long after, meaning hours after, that was my response. Jussie. Here we have the female Jussie. And so said, so done. A day or two after people started asking questions, I have another clip, but I'm not going to play that. It's including Nigerians saying, one, how did she know exactly what type of acid it was? In the moment. Two, myself having worked in a hospital as a chaplain, I know that if acid is poured on you, there is no way you can
No
be
way
using
your skin can remain the same.
no
saw
way
it.
you can be using a tissue doing this.
I
No
saw
way.
it. I saw it. Because you use a tissue, your flesh should be coming off in the tissue.
Exactly.
And where
Exactly.
is the hair she had on? It was a wig.
It was a
Yes.
wig.
It was a wig. She
And
always
that
wear
is
wigs.
why I said she looked manly.
Yeah. The other thing that I said, acid, if it was acid, first of all, I don't know because I have not had any reason to know. I don't think Coke would be the thing. I would think milk would be what is used. So with paramedics there and all of that, their response to all of it didn't suggest to me that they thought it was acid, only to find out that people later on did the research and said that the particular acid that she's talking about is a solvent that's in any acne treatment. So if you have acne, that salicylic acid would be in the treatment for acne. So it would not have done any harm or anything like that to her. So I bring this up as my issue today for this month because it just goes to show the insane influence that a section of social media is having on us all. And I can only speak about Jamaica. I can only speak about Canada to some extent. And in this case, I'm referring to Nigeria, because the response of people about what happened, the response of people to other people who are asking questions, just as I said, how can that have been acid, blah, blah, blah. How did you know, blah, 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 blah. And then there are other people who just said, this is a shame and disgrace, knowing the enormity of acid and knife attacks in London. The severity of that crime, the knife crime in London, for somebody to come and say. And then if we watch further, the knife, the cuts that she grabbed on, anybody grabbing onto a knife would be bleeding. There was one little scratch on her hand, and they said it was like a pocket knife. Somebody going in London, somebody doing a knife attack is not going to be using a pocket knife, right? And she had a little scrape. And then she had a little scrape on her leg. And, after all of this drama of her fighting. And and I don't know, yes, naturally, if you're in a fight with somebody, you're not going to be able to show the thing live. So that was well thought out. But you could hear everything. And anyway, but my bringing this up is to talk about the irresponsibility of social media people, especially those with a significant following, wherever they are, the irresponsibility, particularly of those people who are using social media as a means of income and will do anything to make money on social media. And this is I'm going to say wonderful, but a perfect example of what the illness that we're seeing on social media, in a certain section of social media. That's my topic. I don't know responses. Sorry I took so long. Gloria, I want you to go first, being a Londoner, Londoner.
Yeah, well, I mean, knife crime is a major issue there. Hundreds and hundreds of young people are killed each year from knife crime. But what I will say to her, though, is because they will do a thorough investigation. It's not like any other country. They'll do a very thorough investigation. There are CCTV cameras everywhere in the UK. The percentage per capita is the highest in the world. So they will of CCTV, yes, it's the highest in the world. So they will see what came in or went out of her flat. And if they find her to be faking, she's gonna be really sorry. This is not America. She's gonna be really sorry for what she did, because they're gonna ban her. She can't set foot back in that country again. They're gonna put her out. So she needs to, I mean, yes, she's did it for the likes, for the fame, for the whatever, but the consequences for her will be very serious if it is found to be not real.
I think she has already left and went back to the US with fanfare amongst her people. But I'm glad you noted that if it is the investigation will continue, and if it's found to be fake, she will be banned.
And they will be they're going to be very thorough about it because of the knife and acid thing. Yeah, they're going to be very thorough about it. Very thorough. So she may live to that.
She may live to regret it. Yeah. Cara?
Nothing to add.
Okay, Claudette?
Yes, my very thought as Gloria that she is going to regret it because what she has done it's like crying wolf over some with something that is happening, and it's a sore point with them. And for
Yeah.
you as an influencer and have so much followers, to do such a thing, I think, as you said, it's a mullet issue.
Situation.
Whereas maybe she saw it and figure, I'm going to do this. But she must realize that there are a lot of young minds that she's influencing. And if you're an influencer, it should be things positive and not
Positive.
something like that to show, okay, this is a way for me to make a lot of money. But when, as Gloria said, these English people, they do thorough investigation,
Glorious
and
English.
she is going to be sorry. Seriously, this
Yeah,
might end her career as an influencer because nobody is going to believe her anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
Once that comes out that it was I yeah, I'm gonna say we think it's alleged that it might have been a fake, a setup, but um the it's just saddening to see the extent, and she's not the only person. We talk about Justice Smollett, who is a celebrity and actor. It was an established actor in the US who did something similar for fame. But we see it in Jamaica amongst social media people in Jamaica telling lies and building up stories on each other and so forth. But I'm not going to go down that road because it's not getting drawn into the drama. I brought this one up because it was such it created a storm, and people were impacted in the moment. Sometimes I'm sure you have watched movies and they have a scene in there about RAPE or something, and you will see afterwards they in the credits they put up, if anyone is affected by the story, or please call this hotline, or la 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 la. When this was happening, people were traumatized for her. People were panicking for her. People were concerned. And seriously, among her followers, people were panicking. And people were calling the cops themselves.
Wow.
Yeah. So it wasn't a non-issue, and for her, if it is true that she staged it, um, there's that aspect to it, and any influencer staging anything, there is that aspect where you're cheating, um duping your audience. So that's my story for the evening. So we're going to go over to our second story in a second.
Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk.
My name
So our next topic comes from Gloria Rose Saunders. As I said, Gloria is the director treasurer of this foundation. Gloria is also British and Jamaican, and she is currently back in Jamaica and has a story to share with us. We don't have any graphics for this one, and that's fine. So Gloria,
No,
let's hear it.
no. It's a personal experience that I had recently. At the going to the supermarket for my shopping. So and it's something I've noticed on more than one occasion, where we have developed a insensitivity towards the elderly in our environment, in our community. Um, you see people on the street struggling to walk, and people just walk by them. So, while in London, I went shopping one day and I saw a lady just hobbling along and holding on to the side of the store, the outside of the store wall. I said to her, "Are you okay? Can I help you?" And she was sweating. And as you
Mhm.
know, London is not hot. It was
Not
like a
not
high
for
up
the times that I've been there.
it was like a high up five that day, and she was sweating. And I thought to myself, why is she sweating? And I said, "Can I help you? Do you need help?" And she said, "Yes. I'm not feeling well, but everyone is walking by me and no one is stopping to help." And I said, "What do you need?" She said, "I just need some water so I can take my medications." I said, "Okay, stand right here, lean on the wall to support you because she's going to fall over." And I went to the shops, got her some water, came back. I said, "Do you want sweet something?" She said, "No, she's diabetic." She took her medication. She had some cookies in her bag. She had that. And I stood with her for a while till she was able to walk off. Because I was able to say to her, "Can I call you a cab?" But she said, "No, she's fine now that she's had the tablet." But, I
Mhm.
felt like so many persons walked by her. And she said she kept hoping that somebody would stop, and no one stopped. And I really thought, wow, this is really bad. Coming back to Jamaica now, I'm in the store, standing in the queue to cash my shopping, and I saw an older person at the front trying to count her coins to pay for her shopping. And then the supervisor came over and said, "Well, you need to take off this." She only had basics, rice, washing soaps, just a few items, but she wasn't able to come up with the money to pay for it. And we're all standing in the queue there, watching this old lady struggle to find the money to pay for the things. So I asked everyone. I said, "What do you need? Do you need help with your shopping?" She said, "Yes." And this was she need only $1,000. 1,000 Jamaican dollars is like I don't even know what
It's like
in US.
10, less than 10 Canadian.
Right. I said to her, "Okay, put everything back that you had there." So when she put everything back that she had, which was just very little, she needed $2,000. I said to her, not even 2,000, she needed 1,500. So I gave the cashier the 2,000. I said, "Okay, cash everything that she has," because it was very little, and just give her the change. And everybody in the queue just stood there. Some people look behind them, some look up in the sky, and they looked everywhere except at me and this old lady. And I thought to myself, oh my God, we may be at this point sometime in the future in our lives.
Nobody
And
thinks about that.
but I'm just saying, she's just standing there looking. She looks so embarrassed, so like beyond. And because the supervisor came over now to try and help with the money, and the queue is. I was thinking, oh my God, it was so little she needed. And no, if we had even given $500 each for out the
Each.
queue, it was, and I just felt really sad about the whole thing. The one in London, one in Jamaica. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are, the situation is the
No, it doesn't
same. The
matter.
sensitivity is just horrible. And I really felt bad for us as a nation, or not a nation,
As
as a
people.
society. Yeah, as people. I felt bad
So,
for
so
us.
what do you think has contributed? It's not any one thing, but what are
Mm.
some of the things you think has contributed to this growing
I think
insensitivity
I think
towards
it's
each
just being
other?
selfish. It's just being selfish. We're focused on ourselves and ourselves only. So even though the person is standing right there in front of you, you can't even see that they need help because you're so focused on yourself. That's what I think. That's what I think personally. We are self-absorbed. We can't see, we don't see anything else around us. We can't. We just, that. Nothing more. Not to the left, the right, or nowhere. That's what I think is happening.
Clara, your thoughts?
Um, I guess this attitude of selfishness started from Bible days, hence the parable of the Good Samaritan.
You
That's
mean it's
true.
a human condition?
I think so. And as Gloria was expressing her concern, it brought me back to years ago when my dearly departed mother was kidnapped and dropped off in Discovery Bay.
Seriously, you never tell me that story?
Yeah, man. They Some guys came up to her, gave her a story, took her to the bank. She drew out her coins, drove to Discovery Bay, and dropped her off in Discovery Bay.
Wow.
And she stood there for about an hour trying to get somebody's attention, and nobody stopped.
Wow.
Wow.
And it was a schoolgirl who asked her where she was going. And she said she needed to get back to Brownstown, but she had no money.
Mm.
And the girl was about to buy her lunch from a cart, and she gave her lunch money.
Wow.
And to this day, I
Yes.
try to find the girl. To this
Mm.
day, I try to find that girl.
Mm.
I have not been able to, but um, so it this is like not a new phenomenon,
Mm.
and some of us have, and even so, some of us have been socialized to always lend a helping hand. It's the Jamaican in Gloria why
Yeah.
paused she paused in on the streets of London to help that lady. And it's the Jamaican in Gloria who helped the lady at the supermarket line. Because
No,
they
no,
don't
it's the
they
former Jamaican, the early Jamaican training.
no, but I
Because
wouldn't even
she's
say
talking, she's
I
talking about
wouldn't even
other Jamaicans who did not help.
no, I wouldn't even say the early, because even recently Jared and I went down to Sovereign, and there was a lady who was struggling to, and Sovereign have no steps really.
Mm.
And he helped her up. And the lady stood there on the pavement like in shock.
Yeah,
She was
Mm.
like in shock because here is this tall young man.
exactly.
And,
But you're making my
and
point
so,
because
so-
Jared only has that because of you.
yeah, but I don't think, I think the ones who are selfish are in the minority still. It's just that we don't know how did we become so selfish? How did we how we're why is it that we are turning a blind eye, so to speak? Is it out of what? Are you too busy? Is it out of fear? Is it out of rejection? What? People in people in need help, irrespective of, and you might not
Socialist.
be able to do so because
Mm.
perhaps you have just $1,000 yourself, but
But
Yeah.
at least ask her.
ask, be
I mean,
concerned.
I was willing to put. I was saying to the cashier, if I don't have enough money, I'll put some money back, because the lady is just, it's like a pack of rice, some washing soap, an onion, a corn. It was like very basic. I think she would be hungry if she didn't get those, if she didn't get that food. And I thought I would put back something from my trolley if it even meant me helping her.
Mhm, mhm.
So we have
But
to think
Claudette,
like that sometimes.
as
Claudette, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think,
yeah,
as Clara is saying, that it's Jamaica, some Jamaicans have lost their original training, brought up, say, about helping each other? Or do you think, and I'm playing the devil's advocate here, that some people just not make proper preparation for themselves and then I depend on other people to help them? Sorry, I just went
No,
into Jamaicanese there. Sorry.
I don't agree with that part of it. I think what happened is that a lot of us don't know God. And if you're brought up properly, you're brought up in a way that you respect your elders, right? Um, God said we should care for one another. And this is the elderly person in need. Sometimes I'm walking on the road and I will see an elderly person, they want to cross the road. I'll
Hmm.
stop the car and across them, you know. When you think about it, could be your own mother,
Yes.
who is on the road and need help. You have to think about, put yourself in someone else's shoe to say, boy, if it was my mother, I would really want people to reach out for her. If I
But
see somebody and they're not looking well, like this, I will stop and ask them, are you okay? Do you need something? It's just a part of our humanity. And being a child of God and being, living as God would want us to live.
or
And if
is it
we
as
don't
this
have that,
Claudette, stick up in? Is it as this commenter Belinda Hall is saying people are just afraid of being scammed? I mean, yes, God and God and God and God
I
and glory
know
be his name. But what about people who don't know God, but they're still helpful? People who are not Christians, non-religious, who they just know right from wrong. They
it
just know
has to do with
right.
brought up say. It has to do with brought up say. Yes, you don't know. It could be a scam. But if you see somebody looking like Gloria did with the lady who was sweating, right away you would know that something is wrong, physically wrong.
Mm.
You understand?
Mhm.
If I go into a grocery and I see someone can't pay, co- uh, have their grocery and they can't pay and I have the money, I would make up whatever just like, she did. So it's all about the way you are brought up.
But what about, well, again, I'm just playing devil's
Mhm.
advocate here. Because we know that we have been brought up to be kind and to be helpful and to respect our elders and so forth. As Belinda asked, and not just in Jamaica, you have a member of our group from Nigeria told us that it's happening in Nigeria. You have all of these people who claim to have charities and begging donations to help the elderly, and they're pushing the elderly forward, and the elderly getting a small portion of what they're collecting. We have seen people out on the street with babies saying that they don't have any food and they're collecting money for the
I
babies,
know.
panhandling. And what about that? What about that? Do you think any of this that people have abused the kindness and the hospitality and the charitable nature of us as human beings? And I don't care where you are.
It has to be an individual thing. Um, you have to analyze and see the situation and know, come to the conclusion whether this is a scam or this. But this is elderly persons we are talking about.
Yeah.
So
And
if they need the help and you give it to them, remember it's up to them and their maker if it's a scam. But guess what? You did your part. You did the right thing. You can't allow things happening around you to influence you, just like the influencer, to influence your judgment in giving help where it's needed, especially with the elderly. Yes, I've seen people with babies, and it's not their baby. It's somebody
Yeah.
baby they're probably watching, and they come up the road and why the baby not on the food or they need medication.
Oops, that's Claudette.
Come with what the
Clara,
gas finished. My car
oh.
just up the road, and we need gas. You understand
Yeah,
me? So it is your judgment, how you see the situation to be, and to do the right thing. Because at the end of the day, it's they're the ones who will have to answer for their action.
yeah.
Say the
Retribution.
bottom right.
Clara, you wanted to say
yeah,
something?
I don't want to discredit Belinda's
Question.
comment
Hmm.
about fear of being scammed, but as Claudia said, do what you're led to do. Do what, just be kind, because just the other day a friend of mine drove out of her gateway and saw a gentleman and a pregnant lady, assuming that his wife it was his wife, and she was in distress. But poor Hopi didn't know what to do. She considered stopping and helping, and then she said, "What if it's a scam?" She considered going back inside and see if somebody else really, but that didn't resonate with her. So she drove down the road, called the police, and explained to the police what she saw. And before she moved up, the police came and helped her to the hospital. She was apparently in labor. The car broke down at that time.
Oh dear. So,
And
but, sorry.
so she made a call. Just be kind, be concerned enough to take some action towards helping.
Well, Belinda is saying that she does look out for the elderly. That she had an experience with an old man who was searching in the garbage for food. I bought him food and gave him money. Let me ask you a question as you said that, Belinda. Ask it, throw it out there. I've had a situation where you see somebody in distress, in need or whatever, and you like in this case you want food and you say to them, "Come, let me buy you some food," and they said, "No, give me the money." What do you do?
I
When
walk
I have the
away.
money,
I don't. I don't
glad
have
they
any.
have.
I walk away. If you want the
Then you
food, you
know
can.
that is a scam.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So what you guys are saying is that use wisdom and judgment to
Yes.
figure
Yeah.
out and use
But
your
but don't
gift of
ignore.
discernment.
Don't ignore.
Don't ignore.
Discernment.
Don't
That
ignore,
is
don't
the word.
ignore.
Discernment.
Well,
Hmm.
thank you for that, Gloria.
You're
That very, very, very poignant.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on to Claudette in a second.
Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk.
My name is Claudia Tesserin Campbell, and I am the president of the Dr. Sashiva Foundation. Welcome to These Three Things. You don't know what it is about. Usually once per month, usually on the last Saturday of the month, we come to you live to discuss three things that stick in our craw.
Okay, so the third thing that's stuck in our craw is from Claudette, and it's she actually sent me two stories as reference. So here is one, and Claudette, you want to lead us on this, please?
This one is, as I told you, I cannot see. So this
Oh,
one
let me read it
is
for
it
you. It
full
says
of
violence
yes.
escalates among some corporate area high schools. Rivalry over a female student said to have been the starting point of disputes. And this is in Jamaica. The story is from Jamaica. There you go, Claudette.
Yes. So when I saw this story, I said, parents make a lot of sacrifice to send their children to school. And um, I would imagine they would have had goals. They would have set goals and working towards these goals. And instead, they're getting into man-woman relationship, whereas it's taking them into fights and maybe loss of life when the fights happen. So what I'm saying is this: how can we direct our children? I mean, we can't watch them. We can only talk to them. We can just let them know the facts of life, because we have so many teenage pregnancy out of these school relationships, and they have to drop out of school. Some of them, if they are lucky enough, someone will they would be allowed to go back to school after having the baby. Some may not, because they don't have the mother around to help them take care of the baby, or to get into, there's a home where they have for teenage mothers, and they're allowed to go back to school and then come home to their babies. you know um, I don't think our children realize the opportunity they have now that older generation didn't have.
But
And that,
is it the children's fault, so to speak, or is it the parenting? And let me just give an example, kind of unrelated but relevant.
mhm,
This
mhm,
evening, just after I fed my grandkids, I I've broken them into this habit of having desserts. So this tonight they were gonna have ice cream cone, and as I'm sharing the ice cream cone, I said to them, "You guys are very lucky. You know, back in the day when I was a kid, I only had ice cream cones sometimes on a Sunday. That if my mom had money when the ice cream van man on the bicycle came around." And I said, even your mom didn't have dessert every evening. So the point I'm making and question I'm asking is it that the parents have failed the kids?
most definitely, because these parents nowadays, they don't take parenting seriously. They want to have the children, they leave the children home alone, they go on partying, they send out the girl children on the road to go and hustle. I mean, parenting has really fallen very low. We don't have the parent who really, and when you're growing up, usually have a child. It takes a village to raise a child, but there is no village anymore.
Mhm.
The village isn't there, and the
The
parent
village
isn't
is
there.
dead. Mhm. Clara, no,
And
Gloria, what do you have to say about this? While I bring
Um,
up her other story.
I heard. I've not heard the full story. I've only heard bits and pieces
okay.
about it here and there. So I'm not sure exactly what happened. I hear it's several schools that are involved, maybe 5 or 6 different schools that are involved in the incident, and they have a certain location that they all meet at. But I know I
That's a
agree
different thing.
partially with Claudia about the parenting, but there's so many external influences now
Like social
that
media.
yeah, it's everywhere. It's not even social media. It's
Hmm.
on the television. It's everywhere. Everywhere you turn now, our young persons are being so heavily influenced, and some parents. I'm not saying all, but some parents can't cope. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to counteract it, and these young people are very strong willed in what they want and what they want to do, and they ignore their parents. It is a tough, I know for a fact, 100% it's a tough time to be a parent. I can tell you that 100%. It's
So
a
here's
very
another story
time.
that Claudette has. 14-year-old implicated in fatal stabbing at
Mm,
Herwin High School, now in custody.
mm.
Um, is this a parent's fault?
Could be peer pressure.
Peer
Could be
pressure.
it could be maybe the child needs counseling. It could be a lot, could be a lot of things. Anger,
I'm sorry, Gloria, but I hear you about external influences and so forth. And I don't know if Clara will agree or disagree with me, having grown a successful to now son, who went through primary school, basic school, primary school, high school, and now doing law in university, an actual individual doing law. And Clara never begged no donation to pay for the fees. Anyway, I digress.
I
But
don't know how to do that.
um Clara has successfully raised a son, and it has nothing to do whether she uptown or downtown. I disagree. That is, we can't just say, oh yes, this and so even social media. I think parenting is at the root cause of the problem.
That's my
Clara,
problem.
what you think?
110%. I can't I can't abdicate my responsibility as
Exactly.
a parent
Exactly.
to society, to his teachers, to his peers, to Auntie Gloria, to Auntie Claudette, Claudette Square, to Auntie Carella, to Auntie Belinda. No, it's my responsibility, and it's my responsibility. I don't know how to say that enough.
And Carella agrees.
Exactly.
I
Um,
am not
just
saying
just just recently when they had
mm,
the Vibes Cartel issue,
mm,
and one parent, it was a young man, obviously have three children. Well,
Only,
his family.
only
Eh?
only three?
Well, three, probably three that him count that day.
Okay.
And his comment was, yes, free, what do you call him, world boss?
Yeah.
Free, free world boss. Now you all we can wear clothes. Serious, damnly?
Yep.
Rather than, because everybody knows that Mr. World Boss is big on philanthropy with children and education. She not say him not say now we can get some more books for my children. I give up. I'm over it.
I remember
I'm over
last
it.
year, it might have been last year or the year before, on this same program, I talk about intervention needed at a deeper level to for cultural adjustment, because Jamaica and Jamaicans and people everywhere, because I see it here in Canada too, people have just gone off the rails in terms of their personal responsibilities. They're leaving it up to the government, the church in some cases only. I mean, and I know Claudius is going to say, praise
Teachers,
the Lord.
the teachers,
They're
the
leaving
very
it up to the
teachers in the
teachers.
country.
Nobody wants to take responsibility. The other
No.
day, yeah, it was yesterday. I was driving out to go pick up my grandkids, and there's a school nearby here. And I saw, it has nothing to do with skin color, but I'm just going to say it was a youngish white lady and a black boy, about maybe 9 years old. The child was on the ground, kicking and railing and going on. And obviously, this lady's trying to calm him down. You know, who pull up? Who pull up and stop to find out what was going on? Me. Because one, yes, it's a black boy. Two is a white woman, and three is a child on the side of the road. And he's going on badly. We pull up. No, everybody has drive. I was the only person who stopped to find out what's going on here. Right? And I am sure in Jamaica you would have people who would do the same, but I'm sure you would have people who would just keep on going.
correct.
I am sure in my day, if it was me, after the teacher do whatever she do to me, when we go home, I get one bus ass.
Yes.
Not to mention the quarrel when every auntie come up and every uncle come up and then tell you the same story over again, and then come 10 times for the day, the same story. I can't take embarrassment.
We have lost that. We have
Well,
lost that.
as
Yeah.
Claudette Square said, we've lost a sense of village. I do agree with that. We've lost a sense of village. But
As if we don't know the value of village.
parenting is
You can't tell them nothing.
changed. Parenting has changed. One thing
Yeah.
I know that they do say now, which the new parents, they do not
Gentle
want to,
parenting. They're doing gentle
yeah,
parenting. Me
yes,
catch up
that's
with
the
my
word.
daughter over that. About
There
gentle
That's
was,
the word. That's
there
the
was
word.
no
I
preamble
was
to
gonna use. I
parenting
was gonna
as
use
far as
another
I'm
word. I was
concerned.
gonna use
Never
another
come with
word,
no
but you're
precursor.
correct.
What's the other word?
Parenting. That's the
What?
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your word. Gentle parent.
When is my daughter? Tell me about it, because we said something to my granddaughter one day, and afterwards she come to, this is a few months ago, and she come to me and she said, she sent me something on WhatsApp, one article about gentle. When I done with her, you see, Mr. Gentle Wawa. Mr. You think this
Well,
gentle parenting gets you where you are?
all the parents I worked with here were within the age of 28 to 30, 31, right there. And that's a new philosophy. You don't shout at the child. You don't tap the child. You must sit and explain why the behavior was negative and da da da. And yep, that's it. That's the style now.
What about
So
the
And
you're
then
going
parent
to
who said,
and
sorry,
those same
hold on,
children.
Gloria. Hold on, Clara. Claudette, you were saying something?
Oh,
what about the parent who send out their girl children to go and earn some money because them
Mm.
no want work? So them send them to the don,
Okay,
or
okay,
they send the boy picnic to go beg on the road.
the gentle
Claudette,
parenting.
Claudette,
Yes,
Claudette.
yes.
I never grew up in the age of gentle parenting, but I must say, and I've said it many times before, that that was my experience. My mom did that to me, and this
Mm.
was back in the 70s. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And
It's the
Yes.
no, I have something to say here.
mhm.
Mm.
I could have, and it affected me. It affected me because it led me to some behaviors over the years that, had I not been exposed in that kind of way, that would not have happened. I would not have behaved in that way. That was my response to being treated in that way.
Mhm.
But because I had great role models, because I had a village beyond my mother
Mm.
to steer me. And I mean the
Mm.
church necessarily. So no bother with me with Claudette
No,
Square with the
no,
church.
no, 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 not the church. Everything is not about the church, but it's not the church. It's really God,
I'm messing with
knowing
you.
God, having God in life.
I'm
Okay,
messing with you. Um,
not the
um,
church, because the church
but
do wrong things too,
because you have
not God.
some of them in the church are going with the same thing. But anyway, because I had
Exactly.
that village to steer me, and I had
Mm-hmm.
education, so me could I read the books like on becoming a woman and this and that. But our kids don't have that system no more.
No.
Most of our kids, except for Clara, one son, don't have that system anymore.
Mm.
So for me, it comes right back down to parenting.
Mm. I
Let's
think
hear
it's
what.
a combination of everything. But can I ask a question?
Let's
Um,
before you ask the question, Belinda is saying you can't talk to these nowadays children; they will cuss you out. These
mm,
children are not afraid to tell an adult bad word. But
or
Belinda, why? How did we get to that stage?
lack of respect.
How did we get to the
It,
point? Is it because they saw us being lacking self respect as parents? Is it
Mm.
because they saw us as parents on social media accost people and call them out of their
mm,
name? You know, what
Mm.
about the
yes.
children of those people who are
Mm.
on social media calling people, oh, bad parenting, she says, calling
Mm.
their children people outside? I mean, you all know that I watch social media, and
I
I
Don't
am
we?
like, I am like, I
Horrified.
cannot believe these people horrified. I cannot believe these people are grandparents and parents
mm.
Mm-hmm.
because these
Mm-hmm.
children are here seeing them.
Grandparents
So,
aren't grandparents anymore, you know. They are younger and they love to party and they love to do whatever.
but
So they
nothing
are no
wrong with
longer
partying. I used to party, but my daughter couldn't say certain words to me either. So when
exactly.
Belinda is saying that these children will cuss you out, I have two grandkids here and they don't swear or anything like that. But if one of them set up them face wrong, them getting it.
They learn what they
Just
see,
set
you
your
see.
face wrong.
Gentle
Children
parenting.
learn what? Not gentle
Gen-
parenting with me. Sorry. There's
It's
nothing
They learn
gentle
what
about
they
my
the
grandparents.
gentle parenting that have the 14-year-old man, 14-year-old boy being charged today for murder of a fellow student. It's the
Mm.
gentle parenting that have boys bus fight over one girl, one whole school, Must fight
Mm-hmm.
over one girl. Is it gentle parenting? Look here, don't let me go on.
Go
Gentle
on,
parenting.
sister. Go on.
Hmm.
Boy.
Oh boy. Hmm.
Oh, no, this was
There
good,
is
Colin.
nothing gentle about my parenting.
I know. I know.
Oh, let me have them too big hair for.
No,
Yeah,
I have to agree. I have to agree. I mean, yes, there are economic issues. Yes, there are external influences. Yes, the church has lost its way in many
Which
respects.
are adult things. Adults to deal with those things, not the children.
Yeah.
So what you need to do
yeah,
is to forge such a path that the children are less influenced by these many things. The access that
exactly.
they have, the things that they have access to, foolishness. When you start
Ridiculous.
earn your own money, you can go and go do that. I mean, I have no control. I mean, I expect nothing from you. You go and go do your thing. Yeah, go do
And
your
there you
thing.
have it, folks. And there you have it. Oh, this is good. This is good. So before we wrap up, we have one more story, which is
We not
from
have no more story, Claudette. We can't just wrap up right now.
we have one more story, and this one
Because
is
we over the time, they soon lock we up.
the Nala Queer. No worry, the bill pay. I may never beg no donation to pay it. All right, give me a
It's
second.
because you don't want to deal with it.
Give me a second. Let me bring up our next story. 1 second.
Dumb hard, cakewalk, joyride, bake car, straight talk, straight talk, straight talk.
My name is Claudia Tesserin Campbell, and I am the president of the Dr. Sashiva Foundation. Welcome to these.
Okay, so as we wrap up tonight, Clara is going to take us out with her story out of Dubai. Dubai. Clara,
Hmm?
lead over to you.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to bother.
Why not? It's called Three Plus Things.
And mine is a plus. Well, we would have known or seen the issue with the flooding in Dubai. And one where over 10 inches of rainfall of the highest level of rainfall in 75 years in Dubai. And this has caused significant fallout, significant damage. Up to yesterday, 20 the count continues in terms of the numbers of persons who have died as a result, although they
Wow.
hardly report that. So I wonder
How many
where
people died?
21 reported,
Okay.
but there is significant loss to shuttles or infrastructure and buildings and cost to repair. Persons have lost their cars, which is not of concern to me really, because it's Dubai, and
Well, which
You're
country?
correct.
I'm,
You're
I'm not concerned about that. And which brings into question a number of issues. Issues as it relates to the impact and effect of climate change, which seemingly is lost on
Many of
all of
us.
us, all of
Mm-hmm.
us, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think we pay enough attention to it until we get hit by some natural or unnatural cause. And Dubai has the happenings in Dubai has demonstrated that we don't pay enough attention. There are theories which speak to cloud seeding, which went wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but scientists have now ruled that out. It's not because of the cloud seeding, because the cloud seeding has been happening in Dubai now, or in that region now for 21 years.
Yeah, many years. Yeah.
And if it's going to go wrong, it wouldn't be at this mature stage of the process. But others are saying that is it end times, Armageddon, that kind of thing.
Just
The
like
fact
two
of the matter, the fact
white
of the matter is that El Nino is not going anywhere, and
Mm-mm.
our planning for infrastructure and for development, because the effects of that is lost on us, then we are always going to see this happening.
And
And
catch us unaware.
it's time that we wake up and smell the ocean. I remember growing up, my mother used to say that there is going to come, and she was no prophetess, but
Oh, really? She's a doctor?
she was no prophet, but she used to say that there's going to come a time when the water is going to take back its course, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so much is happening now, which points to that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. She must have been a visionary of sorts.
No, but it
But
makes sense, because even places in Jamaica, here in Canada, where they move the riverbed and eventually the river comes back and takes
exactly,
it's just natural.
and
Same thing with the sea. The sea is going to be clean.
Yeah.
even the very Portmore, 3 days of rain in Portmore caused chaos.
Yeah.
Mm.
Streets flooded, homes flooded, all kinds of things. Real
Glo-
rainfall
That's what
caused chaos.
plans.
Gloria, I know when Clara sent the story, you had a comment.
Yes.
That's what's close
Well, I
to
mean,
them.
I read a lot of the information online because I was curious as to what was happening. They, as
Mm-hmm.
Clara said, initially they said it was cloud seeding because that's something that they've practiced over the years because of of course it's dry land there, so they
The
have
desert, desert.
yeah, so they have very little rainfall each year. So they've had to use the practice of cloud seeding to get rainfall there. I didn't see where it was retracted, so maybe it was retracted, but I've not seen that article as yet as to the seed clouding. But I know it's a practice there, and I know it's something that can go wrong with a combination of other factors as well as clarity. Different things influence how the cloud seeding will work or will not work. But also, as we know, Dubai is not natural land.
Mm.
It's man-made. So also, once you get a certain level of water coming in, then everything goes awry because it's not natural land. Most of it is made, man-made, or manipulated, or whichever word you want to use, but it's not natural. So
Mm.
of course, the water will come back up, and it will reclaim its original place. I mean, I saw a video this week about nature. I'm sure, I don't think you, Claudette, who posted, somebody posted a video about nature.
I did.
And you did, right? That nature doesn't need us. It's, it's, it does its own thing, and it will take, and it will give, and it will do whatever it wants to do. We
We
cannot
need to
influence.
adapt to it.
Mm,
We still
Exactly,
haven't got
not the
to
other
that
way
level.
around.
Yeah,
yes.
and that's my
We think
comment
we can
on this.
manipulate it, but it won't allow
Yeah.
us to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember when I was studying theology, and one of my professors said that man, and he meant man because it was a Catholic university I attended, and he said man is a pinnacle of everything. And I was like, where the you get off? They hated me at that school because yeah. I said, where the you get off? Because we don't get it that we are not in charge of
No,
No.
we're not. No, we're not.
And this is all I have to say about this Dubai thing.
Mm,
We are not in control. We don't,
mm,
I mean, if until we learn to work with the program, get with the program, this is what it's the same thing like with people go build their houses on the side of a riverbank, build one
mm,
little something. They
Mhm.
don't put it on stilts, they don't make it high or anything, and think that rain not gonna come and it's not gonna be washed away. Of course, it's gonna be washed away.
mm,
And the
mhm,
river rises.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
building your house on sand, sinking sand
Mhm.
Yeah,
near
mm,
the seaside.
yeah.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
You
Yep.
see,
So,
the sea will claim whatever you take from it
It will
eventually. And you see,
yeah.
Donald
absolutely.
Trump
Eventually.
says that change is fake. They want to mess with God's earth and do whatever
Yep.
they want to do.
I
Yep.
remember not so long ago, Jared was a toddler, where we used to go over to Helsha and ride on have them ride on the horse by the
Oh
sea.
yeah.
By look here, you're sitting right in the water now.
Seriously?
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
yes,
I
you
have
feel the
not
land.
seen
There's no land.
anything like that in all my life.
Mm-hmm,
The sea is just coming as ep-
mm-hmm.
it- when you go to sit, if you're going to sit and eat, you're sitting in the water, literally.
Wow.
Yeah,
There's no shore,
Elsha
and
is not as Elsha.
the buildings have not moved.
Because
Right.
them battered on the water.
Look here.
Hmm.
Them
No,
battered
no,
on the water.
so you would think that, okay, let us move in. Let us move. Messing up the
I
side.
remember as a kid, I call her aunt. It wasn't really my blood aunt, but they lived in Aracabes along the shoreline, Aracabesa.
Mhm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy going there in the summertime. This is a house, and then the road, and then the sea. And I think it was Hurricane Allen came,
Wipe that out.
wipe out the
Wipe,
house.
wipe it
I've
out.
never seen anything like that, and it has not been the same ever since. And then Gilbert came. Gilbert wasn't as bad, but then Hurricane Gilbert came, and but that was my first real visual experience of change, environmental change, and
Mhm.
environmental
Yeah, yeah.
destruction. And we're just not getting it. We're not getting it. I mean, I am far from being a environmental protectionist. I'm not, but I get it that eventually there is going to be nothing left. Eventually, that's why they have to explore Mars. That's why they have to explore other planets, and then we're going to go there and we're going to do the same thing.
Elon
Same
Musk.
with Nancy
Elon
Doctor
Musk can get us out
and our
there.
gentle parenting ways.
Why are we not gentle stewarding the world that we have been given?
Why? Why? Only
That is it,
parenting ways.
Sister Claudette. We're not being good stewards of what God has given to us. And eventually it will be reclaimed.
It will be reclaimed. And whether you want to say that we believe in the book of Revelations or what, it will be.
Mm-hmm.
It's science. It's natural. It's evolution. There were the dinosaurs, and then the dinosaurs were whatever, and then
Mm-hmm.
came us, and look at what we have
Mm-hmm.
done. And
I
this,
mean, Dubai. They didn't even have time. They didn't even have time to trigger any response to the flooding.
Hmm.
Like people were trying to move here, move there, and the vehicles just get washed away.
remember that tsunami many years ago?
Exactly. People were trying to
Hmm.
go through the water with their electric vehicles. There's no thinking. No thinking. Where that come from?
Panic,
So
panic,
you're saying, oh,
panic.
because you can afford to buy the electric vehicles, the Ranges and the Mercedes, and then you're driving it through water. Seriously?
Well, you
And
see,
they're
and this,
rich.
and as we wrap up here, as you know, I really loved tonight. I really loved tonight. Thank you for being here, Claudette. I really loved the conversation,
You're
the
welcome.
diversity. It is what I've always craved for us, and we've done it. But tonight was especially good in that, yes, we are a Canadian registered organization. Yes, most of you guys who are actual members of the organization live in Jamaica, but we've also spreading out internationally. And I just want to use hi Colleen, welcome. I just want to use this opportunity again to thank. We'll soon be at 18K people following us. And a lot of them are international. I did nothing. I didn't cheat. I didn't rob. I didn't spend any money. They naturally found us and are following us. I want to thank them for being here. So this conversation tonight, we literally touched on topics that can happen anywhere the people who are following us are, and at the core of this conversation is about humanity and how we are losing our way, whether we're losing our way through trying to be social media influencers and doing anything that we can to earn money through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and that's another story with whether TikTok locking down or what, and what's going to happen to all of them who making money off of TikTok. Whether we are using the pain of people who have actually been acid attacked or actually been knife attacked in London, whether we're using those pain of those people to make money for ourselves, or whether it is that we are gentle parenting because we feel that, oh, I saw them do it in overseas in America. You can't beat your kids or you can't discipline your kids. So everybody's taking up, is being influenced by that philosophy. It's a North American philosophy of this gentle parenting thing. And these psychologists tell you that you can't do that. If we follow what these people say, Usain Bolt would never run as fast as he can, and Jamaicans would never be the top-notch athletes that they are, because we would give up our natural ways of doing things to follow these North American psychologists and psychologists and scientists. So we have given up on discipline, or we're giving up on discipline. We're giving up on morality. We're giving up on being kind and caring to our elders. As Gloria's story pointed out, instead of helping people, we're looking how to use people. So if there are certain influencers in that grocery store, they would have that lady who Gloria helped with $1,000 to buy some grocery. No, they would have captured her on camera and they would have made tens of thousands of dollars off of her, more than half of which would have gone into their own pockets, instead of helping her, as Gloria did, both in London with a senior citizen that she saw in the store sweating, and the woman sweating buckets, and the woman who she saw in Jamaica who just needed 10 Canadian or 10 US dollars to buy some grocery to feed her for the night or the week. And to Dubai, we went to Dubai, where here we have it again, driving an electric car through flood waters caused by our arrogance in thinking that we own nature and not nature giving us a chance to be around her. Clara, you wanted to say? You did, I laugh. You're mute. Unmute yourself.
Don't realize that we have to coexist with Mr. Nature.
No. We don't have to coexist with nature. We have to respect nature.
Respect. Mr. Nature.
Yeah,
we are going to.
We are nature's tenants.
Mm-hmm.
And that
is Mother Nature. It's Mother Nature,
It's
sorry.
Mother Nature, yeah. It's Mother Nature, not Father Nature.
The feminist is
We
good. It's
we
God is good. Come
no,
on.
no, but it's Mother Nature. That has always been the case. Let's not
Yes,
forget.
I know. I know.
So,
Exactly.
so,
Don't
so
come for me. Don't come for me.
you know me come fear.
Melanie and Cora.
No. It's a serious thing in that the underlying theme here is that we have lost our way. We have lost our way with
Yes, we
parenting. We have lost our way with nature, with respecting and honoring Mother Nature. We have lost our way with our seniors. We have lost our way with using social media, being used by social media instead of seeing it as a tool. And I'm going to say, as we do, trying to educate, inform, and inspire people. Instead, we're looking how we can rob and scam people, as Belinda say. There's so many scammers on the internet, and I thank you, ladies,
Thank
for
you
being here
we need
tonight.
to watch our carbon footprint.
For the
That
Yep.
two
is what we
hours.
need to do.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Well, this was good.
Have a
This
good
was
For
night,
the
good,
hours.
ladies.
and
For the two
thank you.
hours.
What you say? What you say, Clara?
For the 2 hours.
It's not 2 hours. It's an hour and a half. It's good. It's good. We normally come here and we're gone in 55 minutes. No, it's good. And we have a long conversation on a very important topics tonight. So thank you, ladies, for bringing it forward.
Okay. All
Have a good
right.
night,
Take
everybody.
care.
See you
Bye.
soon.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.